What's up, YouTube? I'm gonna build probably the most efficient, most durable home that you've ever seen right on the other side of the camera right here. I'm standing up at the top of my property. This is my horse arena, and I wanna show you where this build is gonna take place. Right down there is where the house is gonna get built, right? It's about 500 feet by about 500 feet, and that's gonna be the build site. So I'm gonna take you down there and kind of show you what I'm thinking. So I wanna use the most durable materials that you can use. I might even incorporate some of this stone that I have littered across my property to use as some of the detail on my home, which is just a bonus, right? So my plan with this build, and I'll tell you this as I'm walking down there, and sorry for the wind, but my plan for this build is an entire ICF build. Now, I'm originally from California. I have friends and family that were affected by the fires here recently, as well as there's been people affected my entire life by fires in California. We just had a huge windstorm here in Texas a couple days ago. I have people that were affected by the windstorm. I have friends in Florida that are affected by hurricanes every single year. And I always stand here and wonder, why are we not implementing better ways to build that are more indestructible? So I think of like the Roman Empire. How do we build something that will stand for thousands and thousands of years with very minor damage? And most of that comes down to us utilizing materials that don't burn, that don't snap, that don't bend, things that are more in tune with the earth, if you will, a little more organic in the sense of it's solidified in history that this stuff does not just deteriorate, basically, if done correctly. So here's the build site. Some of this dirt was moved out for other reasons, but pretty much where you see that red handle over there, that would be the front corner of the house. And then once we get over to here, this would be the other corner of the house. This driveway, the garage would pull into here. That would be the driveway coming in from the top of my street. So my plan with this build is a couple things, and I want to walk you through my thought process. I haven't solidified any of this. I'm still in the planning stage, but I want to give you guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys on this build. I want to walk you through my thought process, what I want to do here initially, what's going to be happening down the road, and you guys can see how this morphs into whatever it morphs into. So I have a lot of hill behind me here, right? So a lot of water is going to drain down towards this home. So for me to do a slab concrete foundation here, I would have to dig out all of this topsoil, and then I would have to bring in a lot of select fill to build this back up to a higher grade to where I'm not dealing with water issues coming down here. I don't want to build on this tier because then I'm going to have slough coming off from here, and it's not an ideal situation. You could do French drains and there's other things to mitigate that, but I don't want to have to deal with that. I want my house to be a little bit above grade so that I don't have any of that moisture going onto my slab. So here's my plan. I want to excavate this all about 10 feet down. The footprint of the house is about 3,600 square feet. So I want to excavate 3,600 square feet down about 10 feet. I know, I sound crazy, but listen, y'all thought I was crazy for building my other house by myself. I got the YouTube videos to prove that I did it. Excavate this all the way down, and I want to pour a slab, a basement slab on the bottom, right? Then I want to build a 10-foot wall with ICF blocks, and I want to create a ICF concrete floor, also ICF concrete roof on top of that subgrade basement. So the footprint of my house will be the same, or the footprint of my basement will potentially be the footprint of my house. So once that concrete slab's poured, then we're going around with the walls of the home with ICF blocks as well. And then the roof of that will be framed, most likely cut and stack with Huber zip on the roof. That's what I'm planning so far, but we'll see if I find better alternatives to roof framing than sticks. So that's the plan here. This would be the driveway. The front of the house would be here. The back of the house would be down there somewhere. This would be the driveway. So we would be looking straight inside the garage at this point in time if this house was completely built. Now, what this offers is high efficiency. So if I do a standard ICF form, we're looking at about R22-ish to R30 purely in my concrete form. So once I get the 6 and some odd change inches of concrete, and I get the, I think it's what, 2 1/4, 2 3/8 of the styrofoam, the insulation on either side of my blocks, I'm looking at around R22 for my insulation right off the bat. So what I like about the ICF blocks is once you pour that concrete form, your insulation is done. I don't have to go back and insulate the exterior of my foundation. I don't have to go back and insulate the interior of my exterior walls. That's already done. Now I can beef that up if I would like to, but in the end, I have a great thermal break for the entirety of my home, right? My plan is to do a perfect wall frame. So have close-in rafters on my walls and then do an overframe or a kick out for closed-in rafter tails basically. So there's no external air getting into my home. Then you can install an ERV in my case to have an air exchange, to have quality air come into your home and make sure that your dehumidifier and all the other mechanics in your home are applied properly to where you have a very, very well-conditioned, well-moisture maintained home, right? So I want to use Stego for my water barrier. For my slabs, I want to have the I'm blanking on the name, the in concrete heat, the radiant heat in my slabs, so that I can have a very efficient home that's indestructible. So I want to know, leave your comments below this video because I want to know your guys' thoughts. But that's the plan, is digging this down, building an entire footprint of my basement under my home. Obviously we're going to have our load bearing points and we'll you know, do those accordingly. And then a ICF floor / roof, and then my home with ICF walls. And that's kind of the plan. I don't know if I'm missing anything, but this is a well over $1 million build. I'm hoping to reach out to some of the partnerships that I have and some ICF companies to see if I can work with them on showcasing their product in a very intentional way to where people can start realizing the importance of utilizing ICF and other building technologies to build homes, whether you're in California, Florida, Texas, where you have hurricanes, tornadoes, fires, windstorms, and just a lot of these natural disasters that keep pummeling homes and knocking them down and destroying them. I want to showcase a way where I could build this home and it is going to stand here until someone comes in and bulldozes the crap out of it. There's no tornado, there's no fire that's going to touch an ICF, 100% build ICF home, as well as the mechanicals that you can implement and the water barriers, the vapor barriers, just all the other things that you can apply to ICF to really take it to that next level. So that's the plan for this build. Again, we are in the planning stage. I've been in AutoCAD drawing up floor plans, drawing up how I want things to land, how I want things to sit. It's going to be a process, but I figured I might as well start you guys out with the vision in my brain, and then I'll show you what I actually put down on paper or on AutoCAD, and then I'll show you what happens when I get designs back from my architect to see how this thing actually develops and see how badass of a home, how big of a Roman Empire build I can make here that will be indestructible. So when tornadoes or any type of weather comes my way, I can sit in my house comfortably with solar, with a high efficiency home and not have a care in the world. So I hope you guys subscribe to this channel. I hope I can see you on the next video to see how this goes forward. Check out the truck. The truck's looking awesome. Owens Corning Lumber, Diamondback Tool Belts, Huber Wood, Evolve Stone, Alp, Jobber. Great companies. They make what I do possible. And if you know of a company that you think would be a great partner for me or for this build, please leave it in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all, and let's get to work.